Today's video is sponsored by DistroKid. Stick around to the end to find out more about their new service, DistroVid. Hey everyone, it's Jamie Slays, and today I'm bringing you a downpicking tutorial. So I've pretty much been exclusively downpicking my whole career since like 2006 when I started playing guitar. I pretty much thought it was the only way to play. I didn't know that you could do it any other way until I was learning like lead things, or actually learning Raining Blood by Slayer was when I learned that you can do ups and downs and it's not cheating to do an up. But the main reason I've chosen to do a video lesson on it is because, you know, Master of Puppets is really popular now because of Stranger Things, and Metallica exclusively do a lot of downpicking, specifically in the song Master of Puppets, but, you know, James's go-to technique is downpicking. Here's an example of, you know, how Master of Puppets would sound with alternate picking, and then I'll play it with downpicking and see if you can tell the difference. Now, if you're someone who has been alternate picking forever, you might say, you know, there's literally no difference. It sounds pretty much the same. If you have an option to downpick it, I would always say do it if it feels comfortable. If it gets too fast and it's kind of hurting your arm or you're getting a build-up of acid, then alternate. It's always good to maybe be able to know how to downpick it, and then if you're playing live or live streaming or just practicing and alternating just gives you a bit of a break, then just do that as well. There are times when I will play Master of Puppets with alternates. Oh my god, I know. But, you know, I'm not Metallica, I'm not up on stage playing to thousands of people, so it doesn't really matter. But yeah, there's also the factor of different picks and strings. So I currently use the James Hetfield White Fang, if you can see on any of these cameras. And I also go back and forward between the Dan's Guitar Store picks. And then I've also got some Ernie Ball ones. I've got this pink one here, and I use them all for different things. So recording versus playing, they will alternate which ones I use, and then also specific sections of a song I will use different picks as well. Oh, I also use the green Tortex and the Jim Dunlop ones as well. I used to play in front of the TV acoustically quite a lot, so this kind of leads nicely into the next section of a pick attack and kind of the angle. So you would hear this. And I feel like, I'm not sure if it's just anecdotal information, but I feel like that helps me in the future playing you know, more aggressive or the pick attack, or not needing to use as much distortion, because now I attack it harder, you get more from the strings and the pickups and all those kind of things. And John Brown from Monument says a similar thing, like you have to kind of go at it. Some amps like Soldano or Driftwood and stuff, they kind of need more from you as a person rather than more distortion. So as you'll hear now when I turn the sounder on, if you attack it more, it does sound quite different. So if I do versus kind of a lighter approach, I do also find that playing it lighter is quite hard. So you have to like practice that, because there is a Paul Gilbert exercise where you play a scale over and over and you do it really lightly, and then you play it harder and you accent notes, and then you work in, and it gets you into playing faster and lighter and versus accenting notes by playing harder. So I think I naturally just play loud audibly now because I've just got used to it, and it's kind of a pattern and a repetition, I guess. But yeah, maybe playing clean or playing without an amp or playing with headphones or something like that, so you can get into the audible sound of playing harder. Don't just turn the distortion up. Then you've got things like, you should be able to see it better on this other camera, so I'm just checking that the angle is okay. How you hit the string, so you'll see it better now, where I'll play naturally and you can kind of get an idea, and then I'll kind of go over it again to see if I'm playing it the way I think I am. So hopefully it came across quite well. I think what I think I do is keep my hand like this, and then I kind of tuck my thumb and finger in like this. The faster you get when you do things like, the thumb will tend to come out a bit more like this in a straight line. Whereas when it's kind of starting out the riff and it's a bit tighter, it's more tucked in. So again, that's a preference thing. There's no right and wrong with guitar. It's not sport. There's no rules. You know, Murray Friedman holds his pick like this, and you know, Willie Adler plays kind of in a way, and then you know, Ola England, Tosin Abasi, these kind of people play with their thumb up. I find that difficult to do, like that kind of stuff, but hey, if it works for you, it works for you. It's just about how you attack it. So I always tend to attack it almost dead center in between the two pickups. If you've got a middle pickup, sometimes it's directly over it, which is why some people screw them down or take them out because it gets in the way. The way I practice a lot of that is, you know, Master Puppets does help, but even if you're just sat with one hand, those kind of exercises going between like string skipping or something. But it was because I started out learning things like Avenged Sevenfold and Lamb of God that I was doing a lot of drop D stuff where you're using the low string as a pedal note, I guess. But Metallica would help with that again. Master of Puppets has got some cool riffs like where you would do that. Even the main riff. I think this is something I kind of picked up early on in my guitar journey of practicing, from learning Avenged Sevenfold, Trivium, Lamb of God, Metallica, that kind of thing, where coming off of a pedal note, like that kind of thing, or like so it does really help to learn Master Puppets, like one of the main riffs, because the low E string is palm muted 0-1, and then you do 2-3-4, so doing it that way, you know, palm muting on the low E and then bouncing off the pedal note does really help with your chops and, you know, your accuracy and your pick attack, that kind of thing, which leads nicely into the next section, which is where we talk about how you use your wrist or your elbow or your thumb and finger. It's quite a short section, but it's quite important. So I used to play like this, if you can see on the other angle, and I can't really do it anymore because, you know, it was part of my repertoire before, and now I've like unlearned it, which is good. I had a lesson with Wes Houck, and he was like, if you're going to do really fast lead stuff, you don't really want to be doing thumb and finger, you want to do wrist or elbow. Yeah, when you're down picking, you might want to plant your hand, and then I think I got this from James Hetfield and Trivium and Mick from Slipknot, is like planting your hand on the meaty section so you get the palm mutes, but then tucking your thumb and finger in like this. So you're almost making like the OK symbol. You can tuck your fingers in as well if you don't want to poke them out. But you will notice when you play faster, it will start opening out a little bit more and fanning out, because technically when it fans out, it's because you're losing the stamina from your thumb. So but this then leads into practicing. So practicing down picking or guitar in general, this kind of relates to all of it. I tend to use Guitar Pro. There's an affiliate link in the description below if you want to download it yourself. I've pretty much been using it since like 2010, maybe even longer, and I use it to learn music as well as writing music. But it has a section there for speed training. You can just literally change the whole tempo of the song to be less, like 80%, 70%, 50%, or you can specifically highlight a section and say speed trainer. I'll do more of a video on that if you guys want it. Let me know in the comment section below, because this is more about downpicking, not Guitar Pro. But the way it works is you can do almost like a weightlifting, what's called pyramid method, where you start at one tempo, gradually increase it over time, get to like your maximum rep, which would be your downpicking intensity, and then you work back down to the start rep that you did, and technically it should be just as hard as the fast one because you've built up the endurance. So you'd start on like 50%, 55, 60, 65, 70, and then go back down again, and then maybe the next day you'd start on 60, 65, 70, and then you'd gradually get up to 100. And I would never move up the percentage manually unless you can play it fully up to speed. So, you know, you see a lot of people where they'll play And there's like no accuracy because they're not playing everything at 50%. They're playing like 80%, 50%, 60%, 70%. So you want to really get the stamina up slowly and then work your way up. So if you were doing, again, Master of Puppets, so then you're like, well, I can play that now fully at 60%. Let's go up to 70%. You want to be able to play everything consistently before you move up, is basically what I'm saying. And sometimes when it gets really, really fast, you only go up by like 1% or 1 BPM. So yeah, I'd say with downpicking or any technique, it's repetition, it's doing it a lot, but you know, some people have a different way of doing things. They say focus on the technique first and then build up speed. So I would always agree with that. You want to make sure that your downpicks are consistent, the attack is there. You know, John Brown from Monuments talks a lot about pick attack, again, acoustically. You should be able to hear it when you play without an amp, and then when you turn the amp on, it should just amplify what you've just done, literally. Randy Rhoads used to teach people with clean, and they would do trills and stuff until they no longer could play and you could no longer hear notes, because obviously distortion will cover up, or at least make it easier for you to do things like that. So yeah, I would say make a note in a diary or film yourself. I always find filming yourself and sitting in front of a mirror really helps to look back at progress. Mirror is just more to see the hand movement and stuff. Make a note of today I did this, tomorrow I'll do this, next day I'll do that, or aim for a goal. And don't push yourself too much too soon. So don't say I want to be able to play Master of Puppets 100% by tomorrow. Unless you're really good, then that might be really easy. But if you're starting out and you're brand new to guitar, you want to make sure you set reasonably accessible goals that you can actually get to. Even being able to play it accurately. At 50% tempo is still an achievement, and then you just gradually get faster. And you might find that muscle memory can improve on its own. You can come back to it tomorrow and all of a sudden you're like, oh, I can play it faster than I thought. Or challenge yourself to just turn it up a little bit more than you thought you'd be able to, and then see if you can do that. But yeah, I'm really interested if you guys actually take any of these tips. Let me know in the comment section below, or message me on Instagram, Jamie Slays Official, because I'd really like to see how you guys get on. Maybe do hashtag downpick practice or downpicking practice or something, and then I'll keep an eye on them. It's something that I've been doing for years, so for me I just kind of take it for granted now, and I'm kind of just, I always do it. It's just like it's like riding a bike. I just go straight to downpicking. But when I then try and do up picking or economy picking or alternating or sweeping or anything like that, where it's something that I'm not used to, it feels like I'm starting all over again, and it feels like I'm playing left-handed almost. That everything feels really difficult. So I'm right there with you. If you're learning downpicking and speed and stuff, then it will feel the same as everybody else learning a new skill as well. So yeah. Thanks again to DistroKid for sponsoring today's video. Here's more info about DistroVid. So what is DistroVid? DistroVid is a music video distribution service provided by DistroKid. As a DistroVid artist, you can upload an unlimited amount of music videos and keep 100% of your earnings from your videos. Artists who upload music videos via DistroVid will have videos distributed to Apple Music, Vivo, Amazon Music and Tidal. In addition to those services, to upload unlimited videos for one artist, DistroVid members cost $99 per year. Additional artist slots are $49 per year on top of the base subscription. Head to the link in the description below to check out DistroVid and get 7% off your first annual subscription for DistroKid with my VIP code also. So thanks again to DistroKid for sponsoring today's video. I really appreciate it. They do so every month. Check out the link in the description below to get 7% off your first annual subscription for DistroKid. Like the video if you enjoyed it. I haven't really done a video like this before, not in this much depth, so if you like it, at least I know you like it, and then I'll do more pinch harmonics, sweep picking, solos, all that kind of stuff, coming from my own perspective, practicing things. I know I'm not perfect. The guitar isn't a sport, so there is no rules. You just do whatever you like and what feels best for you. And if you're new to the channel, subscribe, because then that's great, and I can get more YouTube plaques and all those kind of things. But no, I really appreciate seeing those numbers going up every day. It really means a lot. Follow me on Instagram. I use that quite a lot, pretty much every day. And leave a comment down below. Let me know what you think about these practicing tips. If you have any tips that have helped you in the past, or any errors or anything that I may have said that you think makes no sense. So yeah, thanks again everyone. I'll see you guys next week for another video and practice some downpicking. See you later.